50 plus years of work, I'm going to be retiring at the end of the year, from work that pays anyway. I'll leave it at that. So I can see what the names are. SL Workman.
Hi, everyone. I'm Sonia, Agreement Liaison for Chestnut. And so if you are in need of knowing what we offer, not only in McLean County, but in surrounding counties, I would be glad to speak with you, and anything regarding the ROSC too. I'm very supportive of Angie and Dan and their efforts, and thank you for yours. I will pass it to Matt Jones.
Hi, my name is Matt Jones. I'm the System of Care Coordinator for the ROSC in West Central Illinois, actually, here in Galesburg. Work at Bridgeway. I'm training to be a substance abuse coordinator in the substance use. I just started in October, late October. I come from a background of 15 years in juvenile detention. I worked at the Mary Davis Home here in Galesburg. So this is quite a shifting gears for me. So, and I'm extremely happy to be doing the job I'm doing now. So, a lot really, really quick in the ROSC side and the counselor side. So, I have 3 cats and a new puppy in the house, which keeps me very, very, very busy. My cats were very happy with the situation they were in, and then we introduced a 7-week-old Shih Tzu puppy to the mix, and that has really upended things for them. But so every day is an adventure. That's my little interesting bit. So let's go to. We were going kind of sequential there. We'll go back down and go to Wendy.
Mental exam.
Hi, my name is Wendy Ashford. I am the Behavior Health Coordinator here at Carl Broman for Mental Health and Addiction Recovery Unit. Something interesting about me is I'm a foster parent for Project Oz. And we will go to Lakeisha Smith.
Hello, I am Lakeisha from the Bloomington Housing Authority. I'm an Elderly Services Coordinator, and one of the interesting facts about myself is that I have been dancing since 1999. I will pass to Emma.
Hello, I'm Emma. I am an employment specialist at Bridgeway. Just help individuals find and maintain employment in the community. And I will pass it to Michelle.
Hello, everyone. I'm Michelle Cope from the Bloomington Public Library, and I'm very happy to be at ROSC to be a wraparound service for people in recovery, and also to just provide sober recreation to the public in general. I think that that's something that we stand for. And my interesting thing is that I have my CDL and drive that 32-foot bookmobile. And I pass it to
I'm Murphy Richard. I work for Chestnut Health Systems as a recovery support specialist with the court treatment programs. And outside of that role, and also representing here on the ROSC, Cedar Lake Fellowship, where I'm a member of the board of directors, bringing some people with lived experience to the ROSC Council, and happy to do so. An interesting fact about me, in a previous lifetime, I was a fine dining kitchen manager and restaurant general manager. So I do love to cook, and I still cook at home occasionally. After we get done with this meeting, I'm going to go cook some garlic salmon and Brussels sprouts and a rice pilaf with maybe some bread too, that hopefully my children will eat.
And I'll leave my address in the chat box.
Suppose I have to call on someone, don't I? How about Dorothy?
Hello, everyone. My name is Dorothy Davis. I'm the regional coordinator for Parents Care and Share Program, Central Illinois. Interesting fact about me is I wrote a chapter in a book called Bloom. There's 20 authors and I was one of the 20. So that's pretty exciting. And we just put the book out last month. So there you go. And I think the person I should call on Natasha, have you been called on?
I have not. Thank you. My name is Natasha Nunu Ponder. I am the Community Integrations Coordinator at the McLean County Center for Human Services. I work with chronically and pervasively mentally ill adults in this program. An interesting fact about me is that both my parents are from Ghana. So I am first generation born in the United States. So yeah, fun fact about me. I will call on Jeremy.
Hi, everybody. My name is Jeremy Studebaker. I am also from Chestnut, but my role has recently changed to where I'm in the Lighthouse Institute and doing research now. So I'm not out in the community as much as I used to be. Sonia has taken over for me and doing an amazing job. So that's really great. But I still try to get on these every once in a while because I do some other stuff with the ROSC with Angie and Dan. So I'm glad to see everybody. I will stick with like the kind of nerdy, interesting fact that Dan kind of threw out too. He mentioned comic books. The highlight of my day so far is my wife got me a Star Wars Lego advent calendar. So I pretty much, just kill time at work up until that 5 seconds that I have to open up that and put everything together. So that's kind of my thing for right now. And I tell you what, I see Chantel on here, so I will pass it over to Chantel.
Thanks a lot, Jeremy. I am Chantel Hunt. I'm the coordinated intake right here in McLean County for iGirl Services for home visiting and for doula services. I'm also a facilitator for Kids Turn, which is a parent group for divorcees or for parents who just want to get a little extra information about parenting. What's interesting about me, I truly love working with people in the community and get assistance, but I once wanted to be a fashion designer. So I really like really into fashion, the runway, wanted to be a designer, go to school, all that good stuff. And I gave it up for social services.
Chantel, who are you picking?
Look at me, forgot to get someone. If I'm not mistaken, Toy has not speaking yet.
No, I have not. Hello, everyone. My name is Toy Beasley. I'm with TAS, Treatment Alternative for Safer Communities. I am the Recovery Support Coordinator statewide. Something interesting about me, I'm in the process of writing my first book. I started writing it at the beginning of the pandemic, and I got lost, and I picked it back up. So I'm excited because I know this book is going to touch many of lives of different parts of life. So I'm excited about that. Thank you.
Very cool.
I'm going to choose Marlon Chamberlain.
Thank you, Toy, and I look forward to reading your book when you finish. Once again, my name is Marlon Chamberlain. I am the project manager of the Illinois Alliance for Reentry and Justice with the Safer Foundation. Something interesting, I'm actually in the state of Georgia right now, and I'm here doing some consulting work with the directly impacted people on the ground here to develop a strategy for them not only to register to vote, but to also turn out for the upcoming Senate election here, and also think about what a statewide movement could look like in Georgia. So I got a lot going on, but I'm excited and glad to be here and glad to be in this meeting.
Congratulations, Marlon. Nicole, you want to go ahead and go?
I'm sorry, I didn't know who didn't go yet.
Sure, I'll go. My name is Nicole Anderson. I'm with the McLean County Fuse program. I like to multitask. Let's see. And congratulations to the guy writing the book, I think, Toy. And I look forward to reading your book. Thanks for sharing. You wrote a chapter in the book. I have to check that out. And I won. Michelle Cope, have you talked? You did. Linda Foster. There you go.
I think I'm maybe the last one or next to the last one.
There's two more.
Again, my name is Linda Foster. I am the president of the National Association for Advancement of Colored People, NAACP. And what is probably unique that most people don't know, other than I am a daredevil, but I have a Honda 750 motorcycle. Doesn't require training wheels, so I love it. First call at 293.
Hello, Angie. It's Sandra Beecher from Gateway Foundation. I know I had to call in, so you probably didn't see my name, but hello, everyone. I'm from Gateway Foundation. I think everybody pretty much knows what Gateway does, but if anybody wants to set up a Zoom with me, I have that option to know more about what we do and just get together. I'm doing what you call Zoom meetings with coffee. So if you want to contact me on 9296303, we'll be able to do that. Thing is, what's interesting about me is I've fostered over 56 teenage boys and I have 13 adopted kids. They are all out of the home, so I have a new lab puppy, which is very, very challenging. But being a part of the ROSC is just about making a difference is really my goal.
Thank you, Sandy. I don't know if the newborn is as challenging as the 15 or over 56.
Oh, I tell you, a puppy, a new yellow lab, he's very challenging.
Like a newborn baby. My mom just got a puppy, so I feel you.
Yeah, it is.
I can attest wholeheartedly to the puppy thing being challenging.
Yes, Matt. Well, this worked out pretty well. Bryan, our speaker, is actually, if you would like to introduce yourself, Bryan, and then take over the floor and go right into your presentation.
All righty, Angela. Thank you very much for inviting me. I'm Bryan Irwin, Chestnut Credit Counseling Coordinator. We are an integral part of Chestnut Health System's full circle of wellness and feel that this is kind of the I guess the outside edge, but everybody has to have financial wellness to have complete wellness. A little bit about myself. Matt, I'm from the Elmwood area, so I know Galesburg very well. And Linda Foster, as my U.S. Marshal friend would say, we have the need for speed. I also ride. And my wife does too. She just picked up an Indian Scout this summer. So, Angela, if you could share the screen.
I made you a co-host, so if you'd like to share your screen.
Oh, awesome.
Perfect.
Okay, I'll get right on it. And bang. All right, 10 steps to financial healthy new year, and hopefully everybody gets a little something out of this that they may not know. We need to think about where we're spending most of our money: groceries, eating out, utilities, cell phones, cable TV, all expenses. How you're handling your financial emergencies, car and house repairs, medical and dental expenses, unexpected emergencies. How about special occasions? Do you budget over the 12 months to spend on birthdays, anniversaries, holidays, graduations, back to school, and Christmas? I don't personally, but I think my wife does. I lucked out. She's a CPA and a chief financial officer for a small company here in Bloomington. Are you thinking about quarterly or semi-annual expenses? You know, the property taxes that come due in weird months of the year. I don't know why they can't spread that out, but that's just, I guess I could ask that question. Do you have financial goals, you know, short term and long term? You need to create a spending plan and a budget. A spending plan allocates all your income. Think of your money as three pieces that break into past, present, and future. Write a spending plan down for several months or as long as necessary. Financial control equals self-control. Really love to see people take control of their money rather than 2 days before payday be out of money. So that's telling you that your money is controlling you rather than the other way around. Potential trouble areas, spending more or earning less than what you'd planned for. There are online tools like Mint and other applications. One way to really find out where you're spending your money is by tracking your spending for at least 1 month. 2 is probably optimal. Where is all your money going? Most consumers underestimate their spending on different items by about 20%. Don't just use your checkbook register, which I don't think anybody uses anymore, but some people do. Or your debit card receipts. I tell people anytime you spend money, get an actual receipt for it and write on it what was purchased. Be honest with yourself and you might spend less. Little things add up to big things. What changes are necessary? And speaking of little things, our millennials today are spending more on going to the coffee shop than they are investing in their retirement. They're spending about $3,500 a year on coffee. Do you have adequate savings? Short-term needs include real estate taxes, periodic bills like insurance payments that you might pay every 6 months, planned medical expenses, holiday spending, an undesignated emergency fund, which needs to be at least 3 to 6 months worth of net income. And I'm sure with COVID-19, that number will probably be reevaluated and increased. 70% of the people across the country cannot afford a $400 to $500 emergency expense. Intermediate needs, purchase in the next 3 to 5 years or a down payment, education needs for yourself or your family. Long-term needs, retirement, a new home, or other major purchases, also education needs. Right now, if you have a new baby, they say that you need to start saving $900 a month if you want to send your child to college. Never forget in your budget, the number one person is you. You have to pay yourself first. That's the only way to establish those emergency savings accounts and vacation accounts and Christmas accounts. If you don't pay yourself first, this goal won't happen. If you get a raise, instead of just going, yay, I got a raise, take that percentage and apply it towards your retirement account or even into a savings account. Little things add up, just like coffee. Warning signs of credit trouble. Spending more than 20% of your take-home pay on credit cards. Borrowing money to pay off debts. I've known people to have to use a credit card to pay their mortgage, which is a big sign of trouble. On-time payments, but running out of cash before payday. Using credit cards to pay necessities due to no cash. Making only the minimum payment on credit cards. The average consumer carries about $35,000 worth of unsecured debt every month. Needing a cosigner for a loan may be a warning sign. Financing a vehicle for 6 or more years, which is typical these days, but your goal would be to try to pay it off in 3 years and try to get the lowest interest rate possible, of course. Consolidating cards into credit cards into a home equity loan, but not closing the cards. So then you end up going back to the bank, needing another consolidation loan to pay off that debt, and you're turned down because you didn't reduce your spending. Depending on parents or friends to bail you out when financial needs arise. Make sure you get your credit reports. Annualcreditreport.com is the government mandated website where you can get your credit reports for free. And that is the safe website to go to. It is actually the government mandated website. So right now, you can actually pull your credit reports once a week due to the amount of fraud due to COVID-19. So you're available, that's available until April of 2021, and I'm hoping to see that extended. Your credit score is only created from information on your credit report. Review it and dispute any errors. In regards to savings and goals and finances, your goals have to be SMART goals. Specific, measurable, attainable, realistic, and a target date for completion. Plan for retirement. Always start early. I started when I was 24. I wish I would have started sooner. Fully utilize the employer match if they do. Not many places are there that you can go to get free money. Manage risk based on how soon you plan to retire. Don't borrow against your retirement money. Involve the family. Your spouse or significant other must be part of the financial planning. If you're not the one writing the checks, confirm as needed the plan is being followed. Children need to also be involved. Parents usually don't have a money tree. Be sure that everyone gets some kind of allowance. Reach out for help. The federal government has extensive information libraries like the Federal Trade Commission and the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau. The Consumer Financial Protection Bureau, you can spend days looking at the information they have, and they have it all the way from interactive activities for young children and all the way up to adults. I'm going to switch gears a little bit and go to identity theft. Right now, it seems like weekly I get a phone call that they've received an unemployment benefit card in the mail, but they're working. Or the HR department calls them and says, we've received an unemployment claim. Well, due to all the unemployment claims that are being filed across the nation, the identity thieves are trying to slip through the cracks. So I just throwing that out there. That's something that's very prevalent right now. Who can be a victim of identity theft? Military, children, adults, elderly, anybody. Types of identity theft are Social Security, medical, character/criminal, financial, and driver's license identity theft. Social Security, the Social Security type of identity theft is where a person is stealing your information to whom his or her identity in daily life. To be brutally honest, your Social Security number is most likely for sale on the dark net for $200. And with that, they can obtain benefits you've worked for your whole life: welfare benefits, HUD benefits, medical, dental, or even receive a false passport to be able to go in and out of the country without apprehension. Medical identity theft. It's where you're using somebody else's ID to obtain medical care or drugs. People use medical theft, file fake workman's comp claims, have surgeries to include cosmetic in order to change their appearance to avoid being recognized by the authorities for previous crimes, file for Social Security benefits, phony disability claims, false medical liability claims, including insurance fraud, having actual medical procedures done for a legitimate health problem, but you get stuck with the enormous hospital or doctor bill. Financial, this is usually where it is, and they usually want to apply for loans and credit cards and run up a big tab that you will be held accountable for if you don't catch it. Minimize your risk. Watch the signs. The sooner you detect fraud, the less damage it can do. Watch for missing statements or bills, unusual charges on your accounts, incoming letters informing you that you've been approved or denied for credit that you haven't applied for, or bills and statements that you don't recognize. A utility bill. There is utility fraud too. You see a lot of cable TV fraud. You'll pull your credit and somebody rented something from Comcast and you had no idea and they didn't pay the bill. So now they're trying to collect from you. Notify your creditors and banks as soon as possible if you believe you are a victim. Document the activity to avoid any responsibility for fraudulent debts. Keep a log of all phone conversations, including names of people with whom you spoke to and when you spoke to them. Destroy sensitive documents prior to discarding them. Tearing them up and shredding them works fairly well. I try to use my fireplace and start the fire with that. Do not provide personal information on the phone, through the mail, or over the internet unless you've initiated contact or you know the party requesting the information. Keep items with personal information in a secure place. Don't leave it on the kitchen table. Give your Social Security number out only when absolutely necessary. Most dentist offices will ask for them, doctor's office asks for them. They don't necessarily need to have that number. If you believe you've been a victim, act quickly. If you do not have an employee assistance program, which offers identity theft restoration service, then call any of the credit bureaus and add an alert to your file. Adding that alert, that one credit bureau will notify the other two, and that will last for a year. You can put it on for 7, but you need to file a identity theft report with the Federal Trade Commission. And fake official looking emails, aka phishing. In 2018, a staggering 91% of cybercrime started with an email. According to FireEye, which if anybody's been watching the news lately, FireEye was the go-to software IT security company that our government used, and they've been hacked. And Experian right now, I think they were hacked in 2018. I think that's where a lot of the employment claims are being filed from that information. There were over 140 million people's information stolen, and about 30% of those will have identity theft. So that's over 40 million people will be impacted by that hacking of Experian. Determine if an email is legit is really tough. Scammers pull actual logos from real companies' websites and try to make it look as convincing as possible. Clicking any links in these fake emails can infect your device or even a network. Right now, even on your phone, you want to, if you receive a text with a link in it, you don't know who they are, don't click that link at all. Ransomware is a big thing right now. They can ransomware your phone. And what they'll do is they'll lock you out of your phone and give you information on how to contact them. And they'll say, well, pay us and you can have your phone back. And there's no guarantee that you're going to get your phone back. They've done this to hospitals and municipalities across the country. It's not a good thing, and it's out there, so be very careful. Of course, think of attachments as potential landmines. If in doubt, whoever sent it, call whoever sent it to you. Call the bank. Hovering over a link may also show fake destinations. Sometimes hitting a reply will give you some clues. If you get an email from the IRS, it's not real. They only use the U.S. Postal Service. Best place to start if you think you're a victim of identity theft is identitytheft.gov. That is the Federal Trade Commission. They'll ask you, tell us what happened, provide all information that you can. They will provide you with a recovery plan, and you can put your plan into action. You can also call me if you like. I'd be glad to help. And just a little bit about Chestnut Credit Counseling. We're kind of a hidden gem here at Chestnut. Who we are and what we do, we help people with general budgeting of their financial life, including income, expenses, financial goals. At the end of session, we can discuss if we want to go further, if you feel like you're comfortable, and you can always call. I have people approach me that have excessive credit card debt. We are able to provide what is called a debt management program. It's where we create a plan to consolidate consumer debts, and we ask the credit card companies to lower interest rates and set up a monthly payment to erase the debt in 3 to 5 years. And plus, it makes it a lot easier from our client's perspective, where they only have to make one payment to us, and we can pay 19, 20 different credit cards if need be. We provide the bankruptcy counseling that is required in order for consumers to file bankruptcy. It's a bookend kind of deal where you have to take this class before you can file, and you have to take another class after your file. And we are approved by the Department of Justice to provide those classes. We help people review their credit reports and suggestions on how to improve their score. We help post-incarceration reentry assistance, financial information and tools available to help people transitioning from incarceration. I don't know if you realize that a lot of people while incarcerated will sell their identity, driver's license number, social security number, addresses, in return for whatever they're looking for at the time. And I think that has a lot to do with substance abuse disorders and anything else. We are a member of the National Foundation of Credit Counseling, accredited by the Council on Accreditation, non-for-profit agency helping individuals overcome obstacles with debt repayment and money management. All appointments are free of charge and confidential. We provide education, counseling, and debt management to individuals, families with credit and budgeting problems. The focus of Chestnut Credit Counseling is help clients regain financial control by developing a budget and reorganizing their debts. NFCC counselors must be recertified every 2 years. Certified consumer credit counselors are experts who tailor confidential programs to meet an individual's specific needs. Counselors must be committed to providing counseling in a non-judgmental and compassionate manner, with the focus of the session revolving around the client's best interests. The advantage of a debt management program, management plan, consolidation allows for easy monthly payments. Individuals see the light at the end of the tunnel. This is a step to avoid bankruptcy and slow down the credit card waterfall. You want compound interest working in your favor, and a credit card does just the opposite of that. You want the compound interest working in your 401k plan, not your credit card plan. I wish I earned 25% on my 401k plan. You get the satisfaction of repaying monies that are owed and avoided bankruptcy, relief of financial stress, able to sleep better at night, and on-time payments will help improve your credit report and score. Why? Say if you call your credit card company, say, I need help, will you lower the interest rate? Some of them do, some of them don't. The reason that they refer people to the NFCC, which in turn comes to Chestnut Credit Counseling or other agencies across the nation, because the counselors are trained to identify trouble areas in clients' financial being, set up a reasonable plan to pay off debts, and create a long-term financial wellness plan to help the client succeed in paying off their debts. The majority of our funding actually comes from the credit card companies. It's called a fair share. They can voluntarily pay us up to 15% of the amount of what we send to them from our clients. I haven't seen 15% in a long time. In fact, they've been cutting that every year that I've been here, but they still do try to support us. Chestnut Credit Counseling will work with any creditor regardless of their contribution. We can charge a fee up to $40 a month and an enrollment fee of $40 also, but we regularly reduce those fees for clients in financial distress. If anybody's on any kind of government aid, I'll reduce it to $0, and they will get our services for if the debt management plan is in their best interests and $5 is going to impact their budget, we don't charge it. So, and that is it. Does anybody have any questions about Chestnut Credit Counseling Services? And Bruce, I really like your background.
Bryan, wow, that was
a whirlwind. That was a whirlwind. I went through it quick. Didn't want to waste too many people's time.
That was terrifying is what it was.
Right. That was a wealth of knowledge, and the pun was intended. I did have a question. It was a little alarming to hear that anyone's Social Security is pretty much available on the market for $200 a pop, let's just say, going with your example.
Mm-hmm.
So to be proactive or preventative more so, can we put an alert on our accounts in general to say, like, if anyone tries to open up anything, you need to contact me?
You just contact one of the credit bureaus and say, I want to put a fraud alert on my credit report. And they'll place it on there for a year, and they'll notify the other 2 credit bureaus. There's only 3 credit bureaus, TransUnion, Equifax, and Experian. You call one, they'll notify the other 2. And that fraud alert requires them to, if somebody applies for credit in your name, they will have to contact you to get any kind of approval. They verify that you are applying for that credit.
And one more thing, and I'll turn, open up. But I'm surprised that more people will just do that in general. Like, why isn't that almost like mandatory?
I'll tell you, I actually ran into an issue this summer where I told my oldest son that I would actually co-sign for a loan for him because I wanted to help him establish credit. They pulled my credit and turned me down. And I said, huh, that makes no sense, but okay. Maybe they don't accept co-signers for this type of loan or something. I don't know, because it was at a motorcycle dealership. We're going to BMW, and they were going out. I forgot I put an actual freeze on my credit report, which locks down my credit report, saying you can't even pull the credit report. So they didn't even know who to really contact to ask if I was applying for credit. It's just plain frozen. And I had to, I had forgotten I placed it on there because of a letter I received in the mail about a eBay account that I hadn't paid, so it was placed for collections. I didn't have an eBay account and didn't owe eBay any money. But it said right on the letter, please call. You can pay over the phone. Give us your credit card number. And so I turned them into the Federal Trade Commission. And the Federal Trade Commission Protection Bureau are really going after people right now for even Decatur, Illinois, a chiropractor got in trouble for advertising COVID-19 cures. And right now they're going after the social media to find out what they are farming from people's data and what they're doing with it. Because our government has fallen behind completely when it comes to the internet. They don't know how to combat it. They're not ahead of the game. They are behind in the game, and they need to catch up. And I think the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau and the Federal Trade Commission are doing their best to try to get there.
If somebody was really struggling with their credit score, what would be like the top 2 or 3 things you'd recommend for them to do?
Pay their bills on time. That is 35% of their score. Somebody with minimal or no credit, go out and get a secured credit card that through your local community bank or credit union. And one nice little trick, which is kind of, I guess my son would call it sketchy, but it's legal, is find a friend or family member that you trust completely and ask them if you can become a authorized signer on a credit card. Their credit score and credit history will piggyback onto their credit report. They don't have to have the credit card number. They don't have to have access to the credit card. They're just actually piggybacking their history on that card onto their credit report.
That doesn't affect
there is also Experian Boost, which is a legitimate product where they tie your checking account to your utility bills when you pay those on time, your cell phone bill, things that just aren't reported on a credit bureau normally. The other 2 credit bureaus are trying to catch up with that too. They want that product also.
Thank you.
Thanks, Dan. Angela, thanks again for having me. I appreciate it. I really do.
Oh, thank you for sharing again your wealth of knowledge. And it's great to bring not only to this group, but then this group can cascade this information and I'll send out with your contact information in the meeting notes to get in touch with you for any clients that could definitely your services and the resources and the tips and just that guidance. I know a long time ago, some people just don't know where to start. And so it's great to have that, get that pulse on their own financial situation. And I did hear you say that if someone's in, economic strife, which again, if you're reaching out for services, you may very well be that you'd waive that fee for services.
I had to,
Sure do.
I'm sorry, I jump in for a second. I had a conversation, I had to jump off screen for a second. I had a conversation with a coworker of mine about a client of ours that is wanting a job, needing a job, something that could actually focus her attention in a positive way, but she doesn't have any kind of picture ID, and she almost was hired on for a job at Culver's, but since she didn't have a picture ID, and all she had was like a birth certificate or whatever, they wouldn't accept that, and she wasn't able to get the job. So that's a failed opportunity for her. you know, and it's don't have the connections, they don't have the knowledge of how to navigate the world and how to do things. And she's unsure, especially with COVID going on right now, how is she to attain a state ID? She can't get a driver's license right now, but a state ID with the DMVs and everything closed down. So I was wondering if I could pick your guys' brains, if you guys have ideas of how she could attain a state ID to open up those possibilities for her to start building a more of a stable life for herself, earn money, you know, or get a job, earn money, and start, you know, trying to work towards being independent. So.
I think that PATH has been able to assist folks. I'm not sure if they are open and they're doing it by phone, by appointments, but PATH has been able to help some of our clients get their IDs and birth certificates and so forth.
Okay, what organization is this?
PATH.
I'm putting it in the chat, PATH, and then.
Okay.
I can't think of the number though, but.
I would say
I can easily look it up, I'm sure.
211.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Information. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I put Matt, the 211 in there, and you can go online and they have, you know, their 211, their whole directory online. So if it's not in your jurisdiction, so to speak, they would be able to connect you with the services that would be in your demographic.
Right. You know, that's kind of what ROSC is all about, is like trying to connect people with services in order to move themselves forward in life. So, I mean, these things that we take for granted as, you know, oh, you just go and do this, you just go and do that, you call this person, you know, and a lot of these people that have been struggling with substance use issues and are young and they don't have the experience, they don't know where to go or who to call. So we can be that connection for them. So.
Oh, Angelica, that's a good point. Angelica added that PATH usually only works with people experiencing homeless. I would double check before telling clients.
Okay.
Yeah, they will.
That would be a good starting point, if nothing else, Matt. You know what I mean? I would start with them because they're our directory of resources here in McLean County.
Yeah, because usually if you want to get state ID, you have to go to the facility with your birth certificate or something to prove who you are, you know, and with COVID going on.